Alright, guys, give me a second to everyone get logged on. Okay. Just waiting for everyone to jump on, and then we'll get started here. Okay. Okay, give a couple more minutes. All right. The people trickling in. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. We'll start in 1 minute. We'll start in 1 minute. I see people trickling in still. Okay. Let's just get started here. All right. Welcome to the live session, Wednesday, May 14th, 2025. My name is Steven from OTWS, and let's get into it. So, as we start with ES every time, and then go into SPY, here we go. All right. Now, what are we looking at? So, we originally said, our target was right here, 58, 33, 82. We were thinking about shorting here. All right, we did get some puts around here for some swings. Let's see. Let me grab this. All right. And we see that we broke that. We broke that, and then we kind of came back, tapped that, and then we pushed back up. Okay, so that's telling us here that it's holding that area, that 58.33. So it's holding that area for now. Okay, today we did nothing. It was an indecision flat day. All right. Now, is this still bullish? Yes, it is still bullish. Okay, and now why is it still bullish? Well, because number one, we came back here, held that 58.33. Okay, and now we're forming a bull flag. All right. So here, we'll move that here right there. I'm not taking that away. I did have that there, but things change. Trading's never the exact, right? So let's look at this here. This is what I want to focus on right here. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay. So we have this big correction right here, right? From 61 to 66. We have this big ABC correction right here. All right. And then coming in here. Okay. Let me just grab this area right here. Okay. Now from here, we have that drop from where we got bought up from right here, from that bond market almost collapsing, right? Okay, and then we came back halfway from there. We held that, and that's where we bottomed here, but then pretty much double confirmed the bottom here, and then we start to go up. All right. Now, is it saying we're going to continue going up? I believe so. Now, why is that? Well, for reason of, okay, we had that ABC correction here, and then we have this wave 1 up, we have this wave 2, and this here essentially is acting like a wave 3. So this wave 3 right here started right here, okay, broke out right here. Remember that Friday close by the week? Okay, we had a close by the week, and we did. So that essentially started off the wave 3, okay. Now, the wave 3 is the longest and strongest wave. Typically double the wave 1 and typically double the wave 1, okay? Now, if we measure that, wave 1, right? We measure that wave 1, okay? And then we take that and we double it, right? We double that. Double that here. Duplicate trend line. Okay. Okay. Essentially, our wave 3 has the possibility to break out. Okay. That's technically, right? We double the wave 1 from the wave 3. Okay, let me move this a little bit here and just slant it without trying to move it. Slant it. Okay. All right. Now that we did that, let me grab this. There. Okay, that's perfect. So, from this wave 1, come down to this wave 2, then we're going into this wave 3. Okay, now this wave 3 is the longest, strongest wave, typically the double of the first wave. Okay, so this first wave was here, we pull back here, and then we start the third wave. Okay, so the third wave target is basically all-time highs. All right, so that's essentially where our third wave is targeting, about 3140. All right, now we could go farther than that, but typically it's double the first wave. We could go a lot farther than that, but around there, we would be expecting here or near this area, we would be expecting a pullback to a wave 4, and then a wave 5, which would be typically the long as long as the wave for the wave one, right? So, are we done with this wave 3 yet? I don't think so. So I think we consolidate some and we continue going. Maybe we consolidate tomorrow. Maybe we don't consolidate at all. Maybe we consolidate tomorrow and move it Friday. Maybe we consolidate all week and then move it next week. But I don't think this is done yet. I don't think it's done. Okay, so here in technically what I'm seeing, okay, I had it confirmed after we came back and touched this. I thought we were just going to do an ABC correction and then tap that purple line and then fall back down. So we could do ABC correction down. We could do ABC correction up. But this here coming above the purple line, holding that purple line, is telling me, okay, we stay above that purple line. This is definitely a wave 3. We're going to be long it. Okay, got to be long it now. All right, so that right there, that short area, it would have been a short if we rejected because of all this consolidation here. We didn't reject. We got back inside and we held inside, signaling that this is a wave 3. So this wave 3 is signaling that we're going to go to 31, around 3150 to, 6150 to 6200. Okay. So that is technically what I see on there on SPY and ES. All right. So that's what we're targeting. The wave 3 is the longest and strongest wave. So expect some consolidation, but not too much because it's just any trickle up, which is going to be long and we're going to trickle up. Okay. So then we come here and then this it maybe tops out around this zone. Around this zone, somewhere around this zone from, 6,100 to 6,200, that zone right there. Maybe we go a little higher depending on how strong this market is, depending how strong this breakout is. What we could do if it is a very, very strong wave 3, what we could do is break all-time highs, go to 63, 6,400, come back down to retest 6160, which is the previous breakout high, and hold that, and then go and take off to the wave 5. We could do that as well. So a couple of things, but right now we're just seeing that this is a good wave 3, and unless we get back below this 5,800 area, then we're not taking it off the table that this is a strong wave 3. Okay, so considering that, we're long the market. We've had a strong week in the markets for the past 2 weeks here. I think we continue some, especially because of where we're in this situation on the wave 3. So I think that it's not going to stop quite yet. I think we're still going to go. Again, as long as we stay above there, I think we're heading here. Okay, so it's gonna be by the dip here. We passed the short area, we held the short area, and now it wants to go. So that's the case of ES. Okay, that's the case of ES. All right, and it's easy to think that maybe we should short because of the candles that it's getting put in, these candles that are weak, but in the wave 3, it wants you to think that, and it's going to keep going. Let's see, we'll check out the 4 hour here. 4 hour, basically what is the 4 hour doing? We had this consolidation and broke out of that consolidation. It hit that what happens here short area, and then it got above, it held it once, held it twice, 3 times, 4 times, and then pushed, and now we're holding our first target of 5,900, and we're holding that and creating a bull flag, and then essentially going to our next target, which is 5,985. So we go there, probably hold that, maybe get to 6,000, hold that, and then continue, and then push a little bit more. Okay, well, push a couple 100 points more. All right, so this trending looks great. Let me see if I could even get a channel here. I'm just going to clear all this out for now. Okay, and this is 4 hour. And I'm going to, yep, we got a beautiful channel right here. Okay, see here, let me grab, oops. All right, and this is going to be our channel. Perfect channel right here. We got it up here, we're holding above. Okay, we break back down inside, and then we're consolidating inside this channel. So we should be going towards where we think we're going to go. Okay, let's undo that, undo that, undo that, and then we'll grab our channel again here. And then we will grab that there, and then we'll take this one off, that trend line, and then we'll move this trend line here. Oops, not that one, this one. Why am I seeing this here? Okay, this one, here we go. All right, there we go. All right, so now you see here. All right, so now this channel is right here at 5,800. So as long as we hold above that 5,800, then we maintain that channel, we go higher. Do I think we even come back down to 5,800? I don't think so. I think it holds here. You know, ES came down to the 50 here. Okay, you know, it does have, you know, this bearish divergence here on the 4 hour. I think it comes back, holds that squeeze comes back. But again, if we do come back and we come back to test that 5,800, if we hold it, that's a strong by the dip. That's a strong by the dip. So, you know, that would be a great opportunity to get by the dip strong right there, to bounce back up towards those 6,200, 6,150 to 6,200 targets. But I think that this holds here at 5,900, and I think we continue on. I think this comes back above that 50 RSI. I think that squeeze turns around, and I think that we keep going. So this short here is no longer because we held it. Oh, we see that we got it above it, we held it, pushed it. Now we're consolidating here. This is acting like a wave 3. We treat it like a wave 3 now, unless we're below 5,800. We both low 5,800, then it was definitely, we should have shorted it here. Okay, so 5,800 was a short area. We're above it. We get below it, it's a short area. Okay, and if we get below 5,800, where are we going? We're going to 57.27, and we're going to this gap fill at 56.95. But as of right now, I don't see it happening. Market's too strong, and overall, a lot of stocks that I'm seeing, a lot of stuff that we're making money on, are saying the same thing. 56.94. So no reason to be fearful in that, unless, you know, there's some crazy news or something. But I don't see it. Okay. All right. So gap fill 56.94. This is the line in the sand right here, 5,800. Above that, we're straight bullish. Below that, we're straight bearish. Right now, we got to be straight bullish. Okay. All right. So this will be a massive V recovery here if we get to that area by the end of the month. You know, this will be a month, a strong month, right? This started in 4/22, so a little bit before the month. But this is going to be a very strong month. If we get all the way back to all-time highs, it's going to be a giant V right there. Okay. So it looks like it's happening. It looks like it's going to happen. Okay. Next target for ES is 59.85. Okay, right around that 6,000 area, and then after that, it's that 6,100 to 6,200 area. So it's just strong, strong, strong until this area, and it might even be after this area. But this is the area where we see double the first move. So double the first move, extended to 2 times. I mean, that's double what it means. Double the first move, extended here for the wave 3. And of course, wave 3 could be longer than that, but it could. The minimum I think it should be is double the first move. So this is the target for double the first move. We could go farther, but this is where we start looking at hedges again. Okay, I started looking at hedges here, and now, I could see that it's gonna go. Now I'll be looking at hedges around here too again. All right. So that's ES. Okay. So let's go into SPY. Let me grab that. Okay. All right, SPY. Okay, SPY. All right, so same idea with SPY. We had that ABC correction here, and then we have that wave 1, wave 2, and this is the wave 3. Okay, so let's see, double the first move. Okay, we measure that up. Okay, double it up right here. Okay, then we just rock it down. Okay, all right, and then we grab that. Grab that from here. Okay. All right. Duplicate drawing here. Okay. Hold on. I think I messed that up here because it should be a little longer. Okay. Grab that here. Okay, so that's 73, 68.3, 68.3. Okay, 68.3. Okay, no. All right. Let's just grab that here. Okay. Grab that there. All right. Duplicate that trend line here. Okay. All right. So now we just move these this way. Okay, that's what kind of worked out last time. Okay. Grab that there. And then move that sideways. Okay. So SPY is a little shorter, right? On ES is a little longer. SPY is a little shorter for the double. It's where it is right now. 590, 91, 60. Okay. But ES is the king. SPY is just the ETF of ES. So I still think it has that room to go. And again, wave 3 can be longer, but the general rule is it's typically as long as double the first wave. So it could be longer. Right now, this double the wave of first wave is here. So, you know what I could actually do is just this. I don't know why I'm making it so difficult for myself. Easy peasy. Just do this. Boom. Okay. Okay, that's wave 1. Right? Nope, that doesn't work. That doesn't work either. Let's see here. It's so steep. 14%. Okay. So 14% is 28%. So 28%. 28% here. 28%. 28% here. All right, I'm not doing this right, but I believe I did it right on the ES. SPY's a little more not setting up properly. I haven't worked it on a SPY. I worked it on an ES, but I'm still seeing the same thing. Strong markets targeting all-time highs here at 613. 23, and that is our target next. Right there, which is all-time highs. All right, so we had our wave 1, wave 2, okay, and this is our wave 3. Now, in this, we had a nice bull flag here, okay, so nice bull flag. So this bull flag's target is right here, and about 606. That's this bull flag's target. So that's why I know that those calculations I was doing was a little screwed, because we got one bull flag here. Okay, that takeoff is next target here, 591, and then 606. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised we get this area and then we have that issue, or we get past it and then we have an issue and then we keep going. But either way, we're gonna keep going. Okay, gonna keep going. See if we work out a trend line here. And we do perfectly. So looks good. Trend line looks good. Okay, 4 hour trend line looks good. Okay. Again, with the 576 area where we said short here, we gapped above it and we held it, and then we stayed above it. Okay, and we're still above it. Okay, we're still above it, holding that 576. So as long as we stay above that 576.50, we're going to maintain bullishness towards all-time highs. All right. So wave 3 ES, wave 3 SPY. I mean, wave 3 is on quite a few things. Right across the board. I see it on big tech. I see it on NASDAQ. I see it on the Qs. I see that happening there on the daily. Okay, that wave 1, wave 2, and then wave 3 area. Okay, we could go check that out on the NASDAQ. So what are we seeing on SPY? We're seeing 591 next. 591.68 next. Okay, 606, and then 613. All right, let's see. Do we have anything telling us we're gonna be short here? No, not really. No bearish divergence here. On the 4 hour at least. On the 1 hour, you could say this is a bearish divergence, but I don't think so. I think it's just the RSI reset because we've been running so much and the hourly is so high. So I think this was consolidation sideways. We didn't make a new high, and then the RSI just reset, and I think that it's going to come back over the 50, and I think the squeeze is going to turn back around, and I think we're going to keep going higher. So I don't think that we're going to go fall. I think we go higher. So RSI reset on the hourly. This one sets up to keep going. We're gonna go to 600. We're gonna go past that. So I think that's what it is right now. It's a buy the dip situation. A lot of stocks are running. A lot of stocks are pushing. I think it's a wave three, longest and strongest wave. I think that we're gonna just keep it going. So just keep buying it up. If it drops, buy it up. The best thing you could do here is get some longer plays. Some like month out spy calls or a couple weeks out spy calls, and then if it drops, buy it up, buy them up, just double them up, and they're gonna keep going. It's a buy the dip situation. It's a buy the dip market right now. So above this, we're buy the dip, and that's it. That's the thing. You want to make some money in this, you're gonna buy the dip. There's probably gonna be a little volatility in it, but during the wave three, we typically don't get too much. It's really strong up. And then wave four is extreme volatility. Extreme volatility, everybody thinks we're going to die. And then we have wave five. And then wave five is euphoria again. Everybody thinks we're going to the moon. And then the market falls off and resets. And then another ABC correction. Okay. All right. So SPY looking like that. NASDAQ. So NASDAQ here. Okay, remember we hit that bottom channel. Okay, and then we're moving up. So here we're coming here to this target here of 21,472. 21,472. And then we have this target here, and then we have 22,450. So essentially, we got back inside here. Okay. What we can do, so we got back inside here. The worst case scenario is this falls back down here to 20,950. Worst case scenario comes back down here, bounces back up. We consolidate here, and then we take off here. Worst case scenario. Either way, it's going to be by the dip situation. So it's still going to be by the dip situation. And we continue on higher. Okay? So I think we just continue on higher. I don't think we dip that hard. I think that we're just trickling up. We're just trickling up. We had a slow day today, but it's just consolidation and it's trickling up. I think the RSIs just need to cool down. And then it's going to keep going up. So, QQQs is stronger than SPY. We see it. We see the RSI trickling down, but the price is still moving, and it's not trickling down that much. But we still have a squeeze, and it still wants to go higher. So QQQ is stronger than the SPY, and that's because tech has been very strong. We've had breakouts from Nvidia, Tesla, AMD, a lot of technology companies, a lot of AI companies. SMCI, a lot of big tech has been breaking out. There's some that hasn't broken out yet that we'll talk about, but here it's it's keeping QQQs so strong. Okay, so QQQs, they have room. They have a lot of room. If we go on the daily, we see the same thing, but except a lot stronger. So we see that the Qs, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 has been very strong. Very, very strong. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see if we can grab that. Okay, been very, very strong here. So, we could grab that here, and we could jump into here. So been very, very steep climb up, very steep climb up. So this could just continue going, and where we're going is essentially back to the all-time highs, and we're doing it rapidly. We're doing it very fast. Okay, so we're getting a lot of gains fast. You know, I know people. Some people are getting like, oh, this might be too fast, but again, you don't want to get left behind the dust as well. So we acknowledge that we're in a wave three. We're gonna keep going. Okay, our trouble area is near all time highs. I think it's a easy buy the dip until we get there. Okay, as we're above, spies levels and QQQs, we're above QQQ's level as well because that level was right here at that 20,800. So we're above that level. We held it, and we're building a bull flag, or we're just going to continue higher. But it's still going. It still wants more. So it's an easy buy the dip as well. So again, on NASDAQ or the Qs, easy play. Buy a couple calls a couple weeks out, even a month out. It dips, buy it up, average it up, down, average it up, and it's going to keep going to these areas. So that's the main strategy on the buy the dip situation. All right, if you want to go that route. All right. Okay, let's go into the Qs and explain that here on the Qs. All right. So again, that short here area, it got gapped over there and it just took off. That's how strong the Qs are. Okay, the Qs totally different than SPY. All right. Totally different than SPY. All right, so here we go. Let me actually go back. Okay. Okay, so here we had that. Okay, we got to break out. Okay. All right, here we got this. That. Here. Okay, get that. Draw that. Okay, so again, same exact thing with the Nasdaq. We're right here. We're nearing the target area, but I think it still goes to that 540 area. If it pulls back anywhere around here, as long as we stay above that 403, is it? No, I mean 493, 493 area, 493 area, 490 area. It's a buy the dip. It comes all the way back down here to 500. It's a buy the dip. It comes back and gap fills and reverses. It's a buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. But I don't think it does any of that. I think we just trickle up. I think it just trickle up. I don't think it comes down anywhere near here because it's such a strong wave three. I think we just keep going. So again, a good strategy. Couple weeks out, month out, just buy it up until we hit our area of 540. I mean, that's another 20 points. 20 points, 21 points, 22 points. That's a pretty good chunk of change. Okay. So it looks great. Everything looks great about it. And everything looks phenomenal on there. Okay. All right, let's see here. Okay. IWM, same thing. Wave 1, wave 2, going into wave 3. This one's coming into our target area here that we said that it might do a inverse head and shoulders. Again, if any dip that this gets, if it gets to 202, fills that gap, it's going to be an inverse head and shoulders. And, it's a buy. The only thing that, this one is having trouble with is a 100 SMA. So this one's, of course, weaker than SPY and QQQ. So if some reason, somewhat, this does pull back to 202.50, whatnot, back test is a channel that it broke out of and fills the gap, this is a strong buy because it's going to hold that and it's going to rally up. It's going to rally up because it's still in a wave 3. It has an inverse head and shoulders if that happens, and we're still going. We're nowhere near all time highs here, so this could definitely set you up for inverse head and shoulders. And then where would our target be for that inverse head and shoulders? $228. Okay, so that's a big jump. So if we go here at 228 on IWM, then we're gonna be definitely strong in the stock market and SPY QQQ. Okay. All right, so IWM. All right, and then we also have the same action that IWM has is happening in DIA. So the diamonds, same action. Okay, so same action here. We have that one shoulder. We have this rally up here. Near this area, we're at the 100 SMA, just like IWM. We have a gap fill here, situation right here at 415. So if that happens there, could same thing happen, and we could be coming but to targeting at 444. Okay, so 30 points move up. That's a good possibility. All right, RSI is above 50. Good momentum, good stochastics, good DMI, good volume. Everything looks good for more. For whatever reason it dips, buy it up. That's what this market has turned into. And if you've been trading a long time, then when markets go bullish, they go bullish fast, and they don't leave you. They don't leave you time to wait. And that's why a lot of people make money so fast, is because the markets are going so fast. They get to a certain spot extremely fast because they're not waiting around for anybody. If they would wait around, everybody would be getting money. But they go so fast that the only people that are getting money are the people that are going to actually take the risk, hold in those positions, and buy the dip and stay in the dips and not freak out when it dips. Okay? So in this market situation, don't freak out. We could have a big day down. Buy it up. It's gonna have another day up in this situation. Now, it all depends on the market situation you're in and the market environment. And I believe that this market environment is a strong by the dip currently. And maybe a lot of people have already made a lot of money, but if you want to stay out, that's your decision. But I think this is a very, very strong, amazing time to be in the market and make a lot of money. Okay, and I think I made a video about that a couple weeks ago. This is like the best time to be in the markets. And this past month has proven it correct. All right. So I'm sure there's a lot of requests, but I'm gonna jump into what I have planned for tonight, and then we have time. I'll take some requests after that. All right. So first we'll go into Apple here. Or you know what? We won't go into Apple. We'll save Apple for a little bit later. We'll go into the video here. All right. So the video. Okay. I'm just gonna clear all this out. Okay, clear all that out. All right. So exactly what I've been saying about the markets. I'll say this about in the video as well. Okay, so we have our deep dive, right? This is we had actually wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down on the video, right? And then we have this wave 1, wave 2, and this is a strong wave 3. Okay, and this strong wave 3, I don't think it's not done as well. NVIDIA target is not until 141, and I think it gets to 141 before earnings, and earnings is 528. So I think that's an easy one right there. Get long NVIDIA for the end of the month for 140, 140, 141, maybe even 142. And it's going to hit that. It's almost guaranteed. It's going to hit that before earnings. It gets there before earnings. Okay, maybe, possibly, it gets to 148 before earnings. Okay, possibly. If it ramps through this week to 140, then we get to 150 before earnings. Okay, and if we get all the way over here to 153 before earnings, then I would be weary about earnings. You know, I would be a little weary that maybe it pulls back and then we go again. Do I think we're going to break all-time highs? I do. I do think we're going to break all-time highs. I do think we'll break all-time highs. Do I think we're going to do it this month? I don't know. It depends on the earnings. But what do I know? I know we're going to get to 141 for sure. We're going to get to 141 before 528. And if we break through that, then we're going to for sure get to 548 before earnings. Other than that, earnings are 50-50. I know there's a lot of positive news. There's a lot of positive things of NVIDIA. And if I was a reckless gambling person, I would say I'd be long no matter what. But I know if we rally up so strong, and I know it's NVIDIA. Trust me, I grew up on NVIDIA. I've been trading NVIDIA for years and years and years. And it can easily go and keep going and not stop. And you know, it might have this feel and this touch right now. And you know, it might be a great play to play earnings. But I think I'm going to make enough money to be comfortable not playing earnings. And if the earnings are good, then I'll play it afterwards. I don't need to play earnings to ruin what I already have. Maybe I'll play a small thing of earnings, but I'm not going to let my whole position go into earnings. You know, sometimes that's good. You know, it is a buy the dip situation market, and it is a bullish market. So in theory, you know, in a bullish environment, in a bullish market, earnings are going to be bullish, and that's just the nits of it. But I still wouldn't feel comfortable trading earnings at 150. And you know, maybe I think it maybe goes, but again, that's my opinion of it. But as you can see, what my point is we're in a wave 3 for NVIDIA. We got that wave 1, wave 2, we're in that wave 3. And then these are my targets for that. All right. Now, going into AMD, I feel like AMD has a lot, and this is like, okay, transitioning from NVIDIA to AMD. I always did AMD and NVIDIA together because I always thought, you know, they would move the same. This past year has proved wrong. NVIDIA and AMD don't move the same. NVIDIA is extremely stronger than NVIDIA, right? For the past year or two. For the past year, NVIDIA has been a lot stronger than AMD. You know, AMD has been just dropping. Whereas NVIDIA has been holding strong, as we could see in the monthly. It's been holding strong. You know, fell a little bit, and we're already right back. You know, we're back 1 month after 1 month of lows. We're back already almost to the highs. Okay, that's how strong NVIDIA is. So can it do great earnings? It can. I'm not taking that away from it at all. Just me personally, am I going to play heavy on that? No, not at all. All right, so now we go into AMD. Now AMD is different, right? A lot different. So even though I do them together because they're both chip stocks, AMD has a different past this past year, and I think it has a different setup for its future. So AMD has this falling wedge. You know, we went to 227 and then we came all the way down to 75, right? And this falling wedge right here that we've had, we broke out of it. You know, that's this month. We broke out of it this month. Okay? So here, let me clear this out so we could see it better. So this falling wedge here, okay, that we had, We broke out this month. This is the beginning. So this is the floor. So I think for AMD, there's so much room. There's so much room for AMD. I mean, possible targets are 150, okay, 150 and 180. Okay, that's a lot of room for AMD. A lot of room for it to go. RSI hasn't even got its head over 50 yet. And I think that this, this is a bottom tail reversal. This is a confirmation of that reversal. And we're breaking out of a falling wedge. So first target is going to be 144. Next target is going to be 160. And then 180. And then 200. Okay? So this has a different story than NVIDIA. But it has a lot of opportunity. So is it a good time to be long this? Definitely. 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 Okay? We could see that, that consolidation, and then we've got over that 20 SMA. Now we're getting over that 200 SMA. Okay, our next target is 132. Okay, and then we go here to so it's gonna be 132 to 140, and then we go here to 160 to 180. All right, so AMD had a big couple gaps on here, right? We had a gap here, and then we had a gap here. Okay, do I think it stops? No. Again, here we got wave 1, wave 2. This is wave 3, and it's strong. So it's as strong as NVIDIA's, right? So maybe now it's acting again like NVIDIA. Maybe now, but it has a different story. It's a different start from where NVIDIA is. NVIDIA's already back to all-time highs, and probably in a week or two. Okay, AMD not so much. AMD has a longer journey ahead of it. All right. So can we go to 127 this week? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think we can. We can. See, candles like these, I'm not afraid of these. Typically, I would be afraid of this. But since we're in a wave 3 and we're strong, I'm not afraid of this. I think that whether we drop or not, which I don't think we drop. I don't think we drop at all. I think we keep going. But if we did drop, I'd be buying it up. And I would say please drop, because I want to buy longer term. I bought longer term today, right? I bought more 130 calls, I believe, or 120 calls. 120 calls for end of the month, or no, next month. So do I think we're going to go to 127? Yes, absolutely. I do. So looking at the 4 hour, what do I see? I see that we had a topping tail here, but we're consolidating sideways. I see a longer picture. We have a bull flag set up, and I think we're going to keep going. I think we keep going. Bull flag set up. This one, sideways consolidation. I still go. I mean, this one is still near its lows, 117. It's 117 to compared to 160, 180, even 200. We're still near its lows. Okay, we're closer to its lows than we are to its highs. This one, easy long-term play, easy play to get long and forget about it. Easy leap here, right here, even if you're just going to 160 or 180. Okay, even 170. Okay, from here, that's 50 points. That's 40 to 50 points there. Easy play, like it. Maybe that helps in saying that maybe NVIDIA does kill earnings and it rips up. Okay, that's a very big possibility. But again, that's what I'm seeing. Very bullish in this market. Falling wedge typically goes half the way of where it was. So halfway would be right here, 160. So 160. So the halfway point from 227 to 76. It's going to be around here, 160. Okay, so that's almost guaranteed. That's its first target, 160 area. So I would say 160, 170 area is where it's going to go. And then after that, it depends on what the market's doing and whatnot. But AMD looks great. Looks amazing. All right. Okay. Let's see. What else was I going to do that I was looking at here? Okay. see here. Oh damn, what stock was that I was looking at? Okay, well, I'm blanking right now. Let me see. Okay, well, let's just go back to, oh yeah, Google. Duh, that's what I was looking at. All right, so Google. All right, so Google has. Oh wait, no, you know what? Let's do Google right after Apple. All right, so Apple. Okay, so Apple and Google are very similar. Very similar. Okay, so as we see on our AMDs, our NVIDIAs, our QQQs, our SPY, we see the wave 1, the wave 2, and the wave 3 strong, right? So we see that same pattern on all of those: SPY, QQQ, AMD, NVIDIA. We looked at that. There's quite a few other ones too that are doing the same exact pattern, and this is tech, you know. And there's a that QQQ's tech, you know, AMD's tech, NVIDIA's tech. SPY is affected a lot by tech. So then we go to Apple, right? Go to Apple. All right, Apple. What do we have on Apple? So Apple had a wave 1, wave 2, tried to go into the wave 3, and it failed, right? So this is still considered wave 2, all right? So this all right here, all this right here, all this right here, this is a wave 1, and this is a wave 2. So Apple hasn't even got into its wave 3 yet, okay? And, you know, we had a drop. We pushed it, okay? So this was technically wave 2, right? Supposed to be. And then it didn't get a wave 3. It couldn't clear that, okay? And then it dropped, made a higher low, filled this gap here, and then popped up. And now we're testing this high again, this breakout point. So here, this has opportunity. This has strong opportunity to break out to 221, 220, 222, 225. And if it could break through all of this here, if it could break through all of this here, if it could break through all of that here, we take off. We take off. And we go to 240. Okay. We take off, we go to 240. Okay. So 250, 240. So here is opportunity. Our size above 50. Stochastics looks good, you know. And we're in a strong bullish market by the dip situation. So as you can see, we haven't broken out for Apple yet. Apple has very strong opportunity to break out. It might not be as strong as the other ones, right? It could only go to, maybe the wave 3 is a lot shorter. Maybe the wave 3 is just as much as a double of this, right? It's not going to be as strong as the overall market, but that's okay, because as long as we break out and we get some kind of wave 3 here, this is perfect opportunity to be long. Perfect opportunity to be long. Perfect opportunity to get in. You know, say we dip and we go to 200 again, right? Fill that gap. It's going to be a buy dip situation no matter what. But I don't think that's going to happen. The volume here is telling me that this one's getting ready to break out. We go to the 4 hour here. 4 hour here is nice cup and handle and nice consolidation. Our side chilling. Everything's chilling. I think that it wants to go. I think that it wants to go. I think it wants to go this week. We'll see. The hourly is the one telling me really that it wants to go this week. So we got a huge squeeze on it. Okay. Huge squeeze. Okay. Turning around. It went from negative. It's going to positive. RSI is right at 50 perfectly for a nice setup for a nice run. Nice setup for a nice run. Everything looks great. Perfect. It's holding above 210. It's holding everything. It just needs to break that 213.50. Once it does that, we'll be here by Friday. 221 by Friday, testing that upper end. If we pass that, cool. If we don't, it doesn't matter. We're still making money. Essentially, it will pass this area as long as the market remains strong, and this could have a nice move to 242, 250. Okay, by the end of the month, right? By the end of the month, this could easily be 240, 245, 250. Okay, because of the setup. Opportunities like this don't come around all the time. Okay, so when you're in it, take advantage of it. Don't be scared of it. All right, so that's Apple. Okay, that's Apple's setup. That's what I see it in my mind. That's what I see it automatically. Okay, I seen this today. I said, fucking gotta get it. All right, the same thing with Google. Okay, I saw the same exact thing with Google. Okay, whereas, okay, we had that drop. Okay, Google had that wave up, wave 2 down, tried to break that wave 3 and failed on this candle. But, okay, so that's the barrier now. That's the barrier right now, okay? Okay, now the barrier is right there. Okay, now we're getting past that barrier, right? So that's the barrier. So now it wants to go into that wave 3. Okay? So we got that messed up wave 2, right? And now we're trying to go into that wave 3 here. Okay? And we're holding above essentially this resistance that we failed on the possible wave 3 here. Okay? So we're holding above there, and we're holding great. We're holding great, right? Easy to say. Okay, this previous resistance here, dropped it. Okay, from that drop hard. Okay, we were saying buy it up, buy it up, buy it up. You know, it took a couple days, just a few days, not a week. It took a few days, and it's already back up here. All right, it's holding above this level. Okay, and then once it breaks through that, wave 3 confirmed. We're ripping up. Ripping up. We already have a strong indication from today's candle that the wave 3 is on. And then we hold this bull flag. We should take off, and that's going to confirm that the wave 3 is going, and we're going to go right here to that 100 SMA right here at 170.91. I mean 170.97. Okay, 171 to 170.97. We go there. Okay, we test that. If we break through that, we go 175, 176. All right, there's a gap fill right there at 170. So we're going to 170. I feel like we're going there this week. Okay, we get through there. If we could get through 176, then we're easily going to 182, 186. Okay, and then maybe right there we get some issues. But I think that this if that wave 3 triggers this week, then I think we're easily going to go to 190, 197, and back to that 200 area. I think that's what's going to happen with Google. You know, we got in at the lows, and we got in today. You know, we're going well, and I think it goes even more because of that possible wave 3 fire. Okay, that possible wave 3 fire, and I think that happens. You know, if it opens up at 164 tomorrow, it doesn't matter. Buying it up still, it's still gonna go. Okay, the volume is increasing, the momentum's increasing. Let's see, the 4 hour looks great. Let me look at the 1 hour. The 1 hour looks great. Just a bull flag. Okay. So I think the same thing could happen with Apple. Okay, the same idea that this had. We failed twice, right? Apple failed twice. Okay, now it's going. Now Apple's not. It's not going yet. It's about to try to go. This one already tried, and it's gonna go. Apple is trying to go. Okay. All right. So got that right. What am I blanking on? That other stock that I was in. Let me see here. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right. Same thing with Tesla. All right. So let's go into Tesla. Tesla. Same exact concept here. All right. Let's clear all this out. All right. Tesla. Okay. Dropped. Okay. Wave 1, wave 2. Okay. Now going into wave 3. Okay. Strong wave 3. Okay. Strong wave 3 going where? Okay. We're going, next target is 361. 361. Then we have 400. Okay, 400 is gap fill. Okay, so this area is gap fill. That 400 area is going to be 401.34. So 401.34 is going to be gap fill on the daily. Okay, so that's going to be gap fill. Extend that out. There's that gap fill. All right. Yeah, we go to 362. I think we go there. We could hit that this week. It's very strong wave 3. I think we go to 362 this week easy. Okay, that's why I got those 350 and 360 calls. I think that 362.50 hits. I don't know if we go this week, depending on how strong the market is. But that 400 is coming, whether it's this week or next week. That 400 is coming. You know, Tesla likes to run. Maybe it gets it this week. It's a very possibility that we get it this week. But I would say next week is an easy bet to say that it gets it. You know, unless we stay at 360 and just build this cup and build a cup right at that 362 and then set up and then we go. But I think a better area of resistance here is going to be right here at 433. I think that's where we have problems. I think at 433 is where we have problems because we had problems here last time, both times on the downside and on the back to the upside. So I think 433 is where we're going to have the real problems. I think 400 we have maybe a little bit, but I think 433 we have the real problems. And I don't think we have too many problems at 462. So I think we slice through that. Maybe consolidate one day, maybe. But I think we slice through it and we go here and here. So this here is a major breakout here. You know, and this is just a major consolidation. Besides the wave 3, it's a major consolidation. And, you know, this is telling us it's going to 370 anyways. Okay, just this consolidation pattern here telling us we're going to 370 anyways. So 362 is the previous resistance here, but 367 to 370 is the target. Okay, so again, very strong market, very strong patterns. If you've seen this in your stock with the wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 situation, then just keep buying. Just keep buying. Just keep buying until you get into major resistance. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see here. What else am I thinking of? Let me see here. No. Okay. Yeah, another one is BA. So BA here again, when it dropped, boom, wave 1, wave 2. This is a strong wave 3. Okay, strong wave 3. Like the overall markets, It's in a strong wave 3. Okay, this here, it looks scary, right? It looks like it's topping off. It looks like it's done. I don't think so. It's a wave 3. It's going to keep going. Okay, it's going to keep going. And over that, over that is BA just broke out from this major consolidation zone. This major consolidation zone right here. BA just broke out from that major consolidation zone, and we put that on top of there. BA is going to 240, 247. The mid target is 220. Okay, that's my target that I have. I think we go there this week. I think personally we go to 220 this week. But if it doesn't, then it goes next week. But it has a squeeze firing up. RSI looks good. Stochastics looks good. Everything looks good. BA just broke out of that 190 area. It's at 204. 14 points higher. This one's going 220. This one's going to 240, 245. It's an easy play. Easy play. Okay, from this consolidation, right? So here we have a stock that we have previous resistance here, and that's right at 240. So that's 240, and we have a gap fill right at 243. So 240, 243 is my main targets for BA. Okay, we're definitely going into, strong wave 3 on the daily, but overall I think that's where we go. 240. I think we go 220 this week. Essentially we go to 240 when it's earnings at 7:30 earnings. Okay, so we're gonna get there before earnings, definitely before earnings. Okay, so BA, lots of good news about it. I don't really care as long as it's above the technically where it needs to be done. Only time I won't like it is if it gets back under 190. Then I would think, okay, this is a false breakout. But seeing how strong it is, and this is a weekly squeeze firing up. That looks great. Okay, daily looks great. We could see these ugly looking candles like this, but it's just going to keep trickling up. Let me see if I can see anything on the 4 hour. Let me see if I could get something here. And let me try it. I'll try it. Kinda, not really. I'm forcing that one. But just looking at it, it looks fine. It reminds me of AMD right here. About a topping tail, but we're consolidating sideways, and I think that it still goes higher. Same exact thing. Maybe it has that that ugly looking pyramid, but it's a buy the dip situation. So it keeps going, right? So it's a buy the dip situation. We just keep going. It doesn't keep going. It's gonna magnet to 220. I think that's what's gonna happen. Okay, so all these stocks that I'm explaining to you, they're all in wave 3s. They're all looking like they're either in a wave 3 or they're about to go into a wave 3. That the market's already saying to me that we're not done yet. Okay, and so if we're not done, then your stock's not done. It's letting keep going. All right. Okay. Let's see. What other stock did I want to do that I was looking at here? Okay, here we go. Okay, SMCI. Because the SMCI is same kind of concept with the with AMD, right? We gapped up, we put in an ugly candle. We're starting to go. Okay. Let's see here. So I'm looking at this here. There we go. All right. So SMCI, even though we're hitting some resistance here, we get the 100A and the 50 SMA on the weekly. I saw that earlier, and that's why I kind of hesitated. Um, I think that this is bottomed and it's ready to go. And I think that either way, I think we're heading to this upper end of the range right here to 60 area. I think that's where we're heading. And that's, not only because all of the semis are essentially um, gonna go and they're going, but this one just broke out from this consolidation. Okay, just broke out this consolidation. Okay, so that is telling us that we're at least going, to 47, which is fine. But I think that it goes more. Lots of volume in there, lots of bottoming. This could essentially be another possible pop to a wave 3. All right. So SMCI, another semi tech that's going, that has room to go. Okay. So I'll give you quite a few things that, again, reasonings why things are going to go. Overall market's going to go. I know everybody wants their own individual stock to be analyzed, but, it's simple as this is, I'm going to tell you the same thing about everything stock that you're asking me for. So I'll do a couple stocks, but, get the big picture. The big picture is by the dip. Unless you're buying crap stocks. And if you're buying crap stocks, then that's on you. There's so many good stocks out here that there's no reason for you to be buying crap stocks. I'm not looking for stocks that are falling. I'm looking for stocks that are actually getting out of being falling and turning around and raging and nonstop going, because that's the environment that we're in right now. In every market, there's a bull market and there's a bear market. Don't try to be in a bear market when there's a bull market. And at the same time, don't try to be in a bull market when there's a bear market. So if you're seeing a lot of stocks that are in a bull market and pushing, then go in them, be in them, because it's going to be a bullish market. If you're going the other way, it's not going to make sense. So LLY, we tried it, didn't work out, right? We tried it because we had these levels, 730, but what's the only different thing about LLY that's not working? It's not in a bull market. It's in a bear market. Why is that? Well, I didn't think it was going to be affected too bad much because it was holding 730, but the pharmaceutical plan that, or the pharmaceutical thing that Trump signed, it's affecting all of healthcare and pharmaceutical stocks, right? So Eli Lilly is one of them. Okay, so it's dropping. It's dropping below 730. We tried it. We thought it would hold. We thought it would pop. It was looking good in this consolidation because why? It held that area how many times before? But this time, what's changed? It's not in a bull market. It's not in a neutral market. It's in a bearish market. All right. So stocks like these, don't play them, or play them to the downside. I don't care, but don't try to be long them. Don't try to find the bottom on this one. Okay, you're gonna try to find the bottom. You're gonna be diving in the ocean, and there's no bottom. In the deepest part of the oceans, you don't even know if there's a bottom. Right? It could just go through caves, go underwater, and there's no bottom. It could just keep going to the other side of the world. You don't know. So you gotta don't mess with stocks like these. LLY, healthcare stocks that have been taking a dive. Don't mess with them unless there's gonna be some news that comes out that says they're not gonna abide by the rules of the plan, or the plan's getting withdrawn or whatever, and then these decide to rip. That's a different story. But there's nothing like that right now. So obviously the stock's weak. Obviously that's a factor. Obviously you stay away from stocks like these if you want to be bullish, or you're in a bullish market and you want to buy calls. Stay away from stocks like these. Okay, it's I got hurt on this one. I got hurt on I got hurt on PG as well. PG as well. I thought maybe we had a bottom here because it held this area right here, and it had a nice strong candle with some good volume. I thought maybe we were going to go right here, but we didn't. Why? Because it's in a weak market. So stay away from stocks that are in a weak market. Otherwise, any other stocks that you're in and they're following the markets, then be in the markets. Be in them. Be acting. Go with the flow. They say the rising tide makes all boats rise, right? The rising tide makes all boats rise. Okay, now a rising S&P 500 makes all stock rise as well. The majority, not the ones that are in a bear market, okay, or in a neutral market, okay. So all these pharmaceutical stocks, J&J, like, don't ask me about these. Don't ask me about all these pharmaceutical stocks. Don't ask me about them. They're going down. That's what I'm going to tell you. You ask me about them, they're going down. They're in a bear market. J&J, falling down. Okay, LLY, falling down. Okay, this one has a squeeze to the downside. It's falling down. You ask me about these shit stocks when I'm giving you diamonds. I'm telling you, these other stocks are in a wave 3. They're strong. They're bullish. They're nonstop. They're going to keep going. They're going so fast that you can't sleep on them. If you sleep on them, then you're not going to make any money because they're moving too fast. Okay, and you want to try to catch this one. It's going to be moving too fast down. You're going to be doubling down on it until when? Until they get out of a bear market? Well, that could be a long time. That could be a long time. Okay, so don't mess with these stocks. Don't ask me about these stocks. You want to make some money, ask me about the stocks that are moving in a way that the market's moving. Because these stocks are not moving that way. These stocks have too many problems. They have a lot of issues. They have issues with pricing now. Now they have an issue with marketing now. Now they have an issue with regulation, right? They have issues now. Why do you want to get in these stocks? There will be a day, don't get me wrong, there will be a day where we will get into these stocks. But it ain't today and it ain't tomorrow. It's not this year. I don't want nothing to do with these stocks. These stocks are on my list with Baba. Don't ask me about it. Don't ask me about it. Okay? You want to ask me about it on the put side? Sure. This has an inverse cup and handle. Inverse cup and handle means this is going to fall lower. It has a double inverse, actually. 2. Boom. Falling down. So at least this is going to come and test the 140 areas. So 140 areas, whether that be 141 to 145, that's where it's going. Okay? We have the inverse cup and handle falling. Okay? On the daily, we have RSI rejecting at 50 and dropping with the squeeze firing down. Why you don't want this stock on the long? You don't want to try to buy this stock either. J&J, LLY, PG, UNH, don't ask. They're all trash. They're all trash stocks in this bullish market. Being something that's gonna rip. I mean, you could be in puts on this, but then at the same time, if you are in puts on this, you're news sensitive. You're news sensitive to these stocks. Why you're news sensitive? Because any type of news that comes out is gonna pop or drop it even more. So whether that's gonna be, let's see, whenever that news came out, I don't know if it was before or after these earnings, but these earnings and the earnings future growth are gonna change now drastically because of all of that came out. So now the future now, their earnings when they come out next time, they're gonna be a lot different than what they forecasted. So already right there, the stock's going lower. Okay, so the stock's going lower already right there. So keep that in mind. All right. So don't ask me about trash stocks. I told you earlier, don't ask me about trash stocks. And this is my reasoning. I'm going to give you my reasoning, and then I hope that reason's enough. Okay. So don't ask me, guys. My explanation stands whole, and I'm not changing it. All right. Where do I think the bottom is? I don't know. I don't know. It is where it is, where it lands. I don't know how it's going to affect earnings. I don't know how it's going to affect future growth. I don't own the company. I don't look at the book. I don't know their structure. I don't know where it's going to end. You know, it could easily break down 140 and go even to 100. But other than that, all the health and anything that's affected with pricing and pharmaceuticals and how those are billed, or how those are priced or distributed, distribution companies, medical sales, medical device sales, all these companies that have all these types of products are going through a rigorous change right now, and nobody knows where the bottom is. Okay, so maybe the bottom is when we hit the top on tech, or on SPY or QQQ or whatever else. Maybe then we'll revisit it. But until then, don't want nothing to do with them. All right. So I'll skip any healthcare stocks that you ask. Sorry, but it's a waste of my time. You guys shouldn't be in it. And if you are, get out of it. Okay. Sorry for the rant. Okay. But I just like, we're making so much money on these upsides. You know, it's like, get out of it, LOY, get out of J&J, get out of P&G, get out of these stocks and jump on the ride up. You know, jump out of those, jump on the ride up. You make more money faster than waiting on these ones. Okay. All right, let's go back into business. QCOM, Qualcomm. All right, love the stadium. Hopefully I make some money this week. I could go to the stadium, right? All right, let's clear all this out. What do we see here? What do we see that I've been seeing everywhere? Okay, easy peasy. We got wave 1, wave 2, and this is wave 3. Okay, wave 3 is not going to stop till at least 161, and I don't think it stops there. Right? What did I say? I said that you got to do double here, right? So that's at least here and here. So I think at least 161. Okay, 161. Okay, but I think we go past that 161. Okay, I think that 161 hits. We just need to get over this 156. 156 area right here. Right there. We get past that, 161 comes. Okay. Setting up nicely. Okay, we broke out of this here. Okay, so that's the wave 1. We broke out of that, came back. It's a buy the dip, right? Buy the dip markets, at least in the tech. All right. Buy the dips, bought the dips. Now it's up. Now it's above this. We hold above here. We're not going lower than 149. Okay. And if we dip right below 149, we get back over. All right. So this one's just setting up a bull flag. Okay. Once it breaks at 156, we go 161. All right. Here we go. All right. Look at that. Easy, beautiful, beautiful bull flag right there set up. Beautiful bull flag set up. It's going to go. All right, it's any go. I think we could easily break that 156 this week, and go to 160, 161. Okay, that's easy peasy, easy peasy. Okay, by the dips, it's going to go higher. All right. All right, that's it. That's Qualcomm, Netflix here. Okay, Netflix. All right. Netflix here. Long bull flag. Consolidation. Okay. Looks strong. Volume coming in. Okay. We break that 1163. We go 1200 and then 1300. Netflix is one of the first stocks that became bullish, right? It's one of the first stocks that became bullish. It double bottomed here and then ripped it, and then had earnings. Why is it one of the first stocks to go bullish? Well, because it's one of the first to go tech earnings, right? One of the first to go tech earnings. So this is strong, right? So we have this double bottom here, ripped up, and this one has a lot of room to go. A lot of room to go. Okay. Remember we had that head and shoulders here, right? We had that head and shoulders pattern, and then we had that reversal right there, and a double bottom. Had that reversal, okay, confirmation here, and now we have a bull flag here, okay? So we either consolidate this week and don't move here, or but either way, Netflix long here is an easy piece of cake. Netflix long here, easy piece of cake. It's going to go. You're going to take off to 12 to 1300. So if you want to be long this, 620 calls, easy payday. Just see, these are easy ones. Easy payday. 620 calls, easy payday. Okay, they might not be cheap, but they're easy payday, right? 1300 is a little cheap. 1200 is a little bit more expensive, but it's going to pay you exact amount that it's costing you, and it's almost a guarantee. So why not spend 1200 to make 1200? I mean, spend 2500 to make 2500, right? Or you could, spend 600 to make maybe 1,000, right? But I think this one's easy peasy. Should take off 1300. Nice bull flag on the weekly. Nice bull flag on the daily. Looks good. Be long it. We already got out of that. We got out of that monthly bull flag here, and then we got out of that that weekly head and shoulders pattern here. So that's telling you we're bullish and we're going, and the market's telling you you're bullish that you're going. So this one's easy peasy. Get in, stay in. You're gonna make some money. Okay. Not sure if it goes this week, but it looks strong. Looks like it could. The only reason why I say maybe not this week is because the weekly has a high from yesterday. So if it breaks out, then it's just going to make a new high. It's not going to consolidate here. So it could happen, though. This is a strong market. Okay. All right. That was Netflix. Okay. Okay. All right. Shop. All right, shop again, same exact pattern. See, this is why, I'm like hesitant to do these ones, because it's like it's the same pattern that the market is doing. So you get the same gist. I'm just repeating myself over and over and over again. Wave 1, wave 2, then we're wave 3. We're in wave 3 right now. We're breaking out. We're going to 119, 120. All right, that's shop. There you go. Above 110, you're going 119, 120. The next stop here is 115. All right. It's a buy the dip situation. Same exact thing as the whole market. Okay. MicroStrategy here. Okay. It's just consolidating. Nice daily bull flag. Okay, nice daily bull flag. Been consolidating for 1, 2, 3 days or 4 days. Okay, been consolidating for 4 days. Okay, it's gonna go. It's gonna go one of these days, and when it goes to 440. Okay, it's gonna go 440, maybe even 450. So I'm taking the risk. If you guys don't want to hold it, don't. I'm not forcing you guys, but it's just going sideways consolidation, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Looks perfectly fine to me. I'm perfectly fine holding it. I know MicroStrategy. I know how it moves. I know when it goes, it goes. So I'll take the risk, because if I do lose on it this week, I'm going to make it back on next week and more, because it's going to go. it's gonna go 340. I mean 440. It's gonna go. It's gonna go 440 or 445. It's any go. This stock will be 500, and it will be past 500. This one will be past 600. I mean, they were this happened when Bitcoin was 100,000, right? And now Bitcoin's 100,000 again, and we're not even there yet. If it breaks that, we're gonna go even more. Okay, and they bought a lot more Bitcoin since then. So why shouldn't this be higher? I don't know. I think it should. I think this should be $1,000 stock. I think it will be $1,000 stock. I've been saying that for I don't know a couple of months now. Since we bought it down here, and we were playing it down here at 300. I said MicroStrategy should be $1,000 stock, and coin should be $500 stock. Okay, so coin's halfway there. MicroStrategy is almost halfway there. Okay, so both of them are almost halfway there. So you sleep on it, they're gonna be there, and they're gonna get there fast, and then you guys are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, remember Steve said this," and it's gonna be like, "Damn, I wish I would have bought." But again, for the lottos, I'm holding. Okay. Tesla already did. Look at, look, it's like XLF it's in a wave 3, but there's better wave 3s out there. So, it got above that 50 area, which we were watching, but it's just kind of going this and there. It has good volume. It looks like it wants to go to 52, but it looks like it's slow. Okay, it's slow. I mean, I think there's better things out there. A lot better things out there. But yeah, it's inside of this consolidation. So the next stop is 5150 and then 52. Okay, that's it. Okay, I don't know what this is. I did some work on it before for you, I believe, because that's work on it, but that work is no good no more. What is this, a penny stock? Oh, man. Come on now. Better than that. Okay. Well, RSI's above 50. Squeeze is firing up. Okay. You're above your 20. You're above your 100. You're going to $1. You're at 83 cents. You're heading towards $1. You need to break that and hold it in order to go higher. Penny stocks usually take news or something, whether it's good news or fake news. It needs something. So, I don't know. It had earnings, and earnings was slightly good, and so it's moving up. But it's a penny stock. What you want me to say? It double bottomed? Yeah, it looks like it did double bottom. So double bottomed from 50 cents. And okay, so double bottom. It has a positive divergence. So yeah, it's a buy. It's a buy, but it's could consolidate here for a little while. If it gets back above 1 and holds it, it needs to get through these little 120 area, and then you could actually come back up to $2 or $1.90 to $2. But you're gonna have to hold this for a minute. This isn't gonna happen too fast. I think you're gonna hold this for at least a couple months, maybe even to half a year, even to get that possibility. Okay. All right. Apple already did. Um, this better not be a healthcare stock. Is this a healthcare stock? It's a healthcare stock. Oh man, come on. Told you, not doing healthcare. I already gave you my big spiel. Gave you my big spiel. Okay, AMD, Google already did. All right, coin. You know, I've been preaching coin forever. I feel like I said buy, get long, get long, get long, get long. We ripped it, made a lot of money, got out of it. I think it still goes. You know, it had that inverse head and shoulders, and this could be, you know, that wave 1, wave 2 into that wave 3. I think this goes to, you know, I already said I think this stock is going to be a $500 stock. I think it goes still, and I think it goes. It goes to. Okay, so there's resistance here at 165, but I think it goes to 175. But I think overall it goes to 300. I think it goes to 300. Okay, so 300 right there. Okay, this one, remove that. Okay, 300. Okay, 300. Get rid of that. Okay. All right, I think this makes a giant U. Okay, it's a giant U. I think we go all the way to 300. Pretty much nonstop. I think we go 300 pretty much nonstop. So, I hope we consolidate a little bit here so I could get in, so I can get back in, but maybe not. Oh well. You know, I know it's a buy the dip. I'd love to buy the dip here, if it does, and then take off to 300, because that's where it's going. It's going to 300. Main target 300. Buy the dip to 300, and I think we still have 300 calls, don't we? I think we do. Do we have 300 calls? Let me check my account. Oh yeah, July 18th. 300 calls. Would you look at that? I bought them. When did I buy them here? I bought them in March. I bought them in March. And I still think it goes. Okay. All right. Okay, for this week, that's what you're asking for this week. Kind of have a bearish divergence on it right here. So this is going higher, this is going lower. We got a squeeze firing up, but it's still going lower. You know, this was a target 265, 264. You know, like I said, I hope it dips so I can buy it, and then it will build a bull flag on the daily, and that's going to be sweet because that's going to be a great opportunity. Now this here's questionable because typically I don't like this. I don't like this kind of action here. This action here that goes up like this, and the RSI going down, obviously going down, and this action going up, and there's no real consolidation here. This is just going up and then starts to slide down. I don't like that. I don't like that action. But we are in a bullish market. We're in a bullish environment, and we're in, you know, this is a strong, possibly wave 3 here. If it pulls back, consolidates, I would buy it, but I don't like this here. But if it gets past 265, it goes 275. But this action here, combined with everything, what I'm seeing, with the pressure, with the DMI crossed over here, you know, stochastics is fine. Momentum slowing, I'm not liking that too much. Not liking it too much. Not liking it too much at all. So, um, again, if it dips, I'm buying it, but I don't like it here. I don't. But if it gets past 265, 265.50, I think it's going 275. But if this was live right now and that was trading, I wouldn't buy it right here. I wouldn't buy it at all because I don't like this action. I don't like the price action. So if this pulls back to 255, even 256, I'm buying this up. I'm buying this up. 300 calls, more 300 calls. I'm buying that up. Okay. What are we doing next here? Okay. CrowdStrike, huh? Oh, okay. All right. CrowdStrike's the same concept. We're in a wave 3. This is a wave 1, 2, and this is wave 1, 2, and we're in a 3. It's going to 480. It's going to 480. So buy the dip to 480. Before earnings, it goes to 480. All right. Earnings is when 6.3. So it will go 481 before earnings. So buy the dip. All right. What next? Okay. If ENPH is a biotech, oh no, that's energy. Okay, ENPH. You know, it looks like it's bottoming here, but the stock doesn't look like a very healthy stock. So I could tell you that it looks like it's bottoming here, and it's going to go up. But overall, looking at the price action from the past, it just doesn't look healthy. It doesn't look healthy. You could see that it's not healthy, but big jump, drop down, come back, bounce back up. It's just very choppy, no direction, all over the place. Nothing that it doesn't look like a healthy stock. It looks like a frustrating stock to trade. It looks like a frustrating stock to have. I don't know what the situation is or why you have this or whatnot, what emotional connection you have towards this stock. But I would have got rid of the stock a while ago. I see that I've done some work for you before, and it's just a not healthy stock. Let me see here. Look at, it's just unhealthy. It's unhealthy for you as well. Mentally unhealthy. It's look. It looks like it's bottoming, but it looks like it could chop around in this area for a while. But it looks like it looks like a bullish divergence. Stochastics aren't there. DMI's there, but market this price action is disturbing. It's all over the place. If you get past 54.34, maybe you start an uptrend. But you got to really pass 59 to really start that uptrend. But you have a good chance if you pass 54.40, you could to get an uptrend because you're going to pass these highs right here. Or no, 55. So you got to pass 55 to even consider starting an uptrend. Okay, and you're assuming that this is the bottom, and it looks like it possibly can be, but you need to pass 55. 55. You need to pass 55.50 exactly in order for this to even be considered starting an uptrend. And then you have to pass 60 to even say that you are on an uptrend. So until then, you're going to go sideways and chop. Okay. All right. So, look, Pepsi, I don't know if it does medical stuff too or anything, but Pepsi is not a good stock either. No, the beverage companies like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, they're not in a good spot right now. Why? Again, because of they're dealing with issues like political issues. They're trying to take high corn fructose out of sodas, and what do all the damn sodas have? High fructose corn syrup. So it's not a healthy stock until that's cleared out. Is it going to happen? Is it going to transition? What's going to happen? This is not a healthy stock, and you could see this falling through the channel from probably that news, probably from all of that stuff. You gotta think, politically as well. What's going on in the politics that is affecting my stock? What is the things that I can't control in the political environment that is affecting my stock? Obviously the high corn fruit syrup and changing, all the things that say natural that aren't natural, and changing like the whole nutrition guide is going to affect these big companies that have chips, soda, snacks, juices, all of these things that have all of these things that they're putting in them that they're not telling us about. It's going to affect them dramatically. Why? Because if it does come out where that risk is, not only is it going to be expensive, people are going to not want to buy that stuff anymore. People are you're gonna lose customers. They're gonna lose value. They're gonna cost a lot of money transitioning into those organic things. It costs a lot more money to be organic. It costs a lot more money to get away from like Monsanto and all of that stuff. So it's going to cost a lot of money. Okay, so stocks like these it's the same boat as healthcare stocks. The Coca-Colas, the Pepsis, the General Mills, those companies, like they're gonna be they're the shit can right now. They're in the don't trade list. Okay, until some clarity comes out politically, and they get some kind of awareness of how much this is going to cost and what it's going to affect. It's in the no trade zone. No trade zone. Okay. 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 Amazon. All right. So Amazon, the problem I have with Amazon is President Trump it's on his shit list, right? So that's what scares me about trading Amazon, because even though it has a reversal and it's pushing on the monthly, it has that political risk still of if he says something about the stock, it could drop, and that's what I don't like, and that's why I'm not touching it. That's why I don't touch it. It had a nice gap up, obviously, we have that wave 1, wave 2. We didn't break out until the wave 3 is now, but it's kind of been sitting there on the previous channel. It's not getting through. So, it is in a wave 3, but it's not as strong as the overall markets. Why? Because it has that risk. I think because it has that risk. It has that risk that any day there's going to be something said or whatnot, and it's going to be just tank or have extreme volatile day. And after that day and it tanks, maybe I'll buy it. But right now, too much risk. Too much risk. It has a wave 3. It's getting that resistance right on the previous channel, and on the previous area where we thought it would get resistance right at that 215, 217 area. It's still above its 100 SMA. It still could go, and it's still in the wave 3 pattern. But again, it has that risk. So be cautious. Be cautious. Be very cautious. But it has that risk. It has a risk, and then it also has the risk of, all the tariffs and stuff that they're essentially gonna get marked up a little bit higher. Not that much. What is it? 30%. 30% tariff on like China goods and stuff. So I think Amazon gets a lot of its Amazon stuff from China. So then it's only have a 30% increase. Now, although their stuff is extremely cheap, maybe it's gonna be a little bit more competitive now, increasing prices by 30%. Because if you're looking at buying something brand name versus buying something off brand name, and before it was 40% off, and now it's only 10% off or 20% off, you might think, oh well, I'll just get the brand name. So there's that risk as well. I do that, and like, oh, if I'm gonna get this, it's only like $1 cheaper. Nah, I'll get the one that's more expensive. I'll get the one that's a couple dollars more because I know it's better quality. So that has that risk as well. But overall, I think it still goes up, but I think you're gonna have volatility in it because I don't know if he's ever gonna say anything about it, but there's that risk because I remember he did say something about, Amazon's gonna put like, some reason why prices are more expensive is because of Trump, something like that. Maybe because of the trade deal and they're negotiating and and they're smaller. Maybe they won't do that, and maybe it will run. But if they do that, and I think the day that they do that, I think you should get out because it's gonna affect the stock because he's gonna get pissed off and say something about it, and and the market's gonna react, and that's just how markets are. But overall, looking at the daily stock, we're stuck right here. We're stuck right here at 217, previous resistance here, and we're not getting through. So, we're stuck right there until we get through. Okay. Okay. Netflix already did. All right. Okay, so Upstart. Okay, so Upstart here. It looks like it has an inverse head and shoulders patterns, kind of, right here. But it's overall it looks good. RSI above 50. Stochastic's looking good. It's rejecting that 200 SMA. Okay. We got a gap below at 48. This is kind of in no man's land here, but it's still, I think it's in a wave 3, and I still think it could go higher, but I just don't know if it's any gap fill first, then go higher, or if it's just any go higher. So, if it drops, buy the dip. If not, you could be long it. I would say be long it. If it drops, add more, and then it should go. And then it goes. Where does it go? Okay, it goes back inside this area, and then you're back inside here, and then your first target is going to be, first target is 61, your second target is 69. Okay. All right. I told you guys 3. You guys get 3. You guys can't be getting 10. Sorry. Okay, so all right, Meta. All right. Okay, so Meta is hitting this previous channel, okay, where it dropped before. It dropped out of and then tested and dropped out of there. Okay, here this Meta's a different breed of the wave 3 because it had this right here. It had that wave 1 and then it failed. So then this was wave 1, this is wave 2, and this is wave 3. Okay, now it's stuck right here at the previous resistance here. Okay, it had a very difficult day here, but it got back inside of that channel. So, I think Meta's bullish from here, but if it rejected, the reason why I got puts on that today was because if it did reject that and the markets were weak, it would have tanked to 640, maybe even a little bit more. But the markets are strong. It held, so this one held. So The hedge is a hedge. A hedge, you're supposed to hedge for what? Drops. Okay? If it doesn't drop, then good. Your calls are doing well. If it drops, then good. Your puts are doing well. Okay? You hedge for a reason. And this market is strong. Meta, I saw that it hit that and it rejected yesterday. It rejected today, and then at the end of the day, it got it back. So, Meta, it still could reject here and possibly, but if it stays above this channel, then it could go. It could go. It could go, and it could keep going to 680, and it could go back to 700. All right. Okay. Meta. Okay. All right. UPS. I think we sold our UPS, right? We were up pretty good, and we sold it on this pop a couple days ago. We sold that. But overall, on the concept of UPS here, if it holds this area here, then this is the bottom, and then it should go higher. But it needs to hold this here. If it comes back inside and gap fills, then it's stuck in this consolidation. Okay, it looks good though. RSI is above 50, squeeze firing up, everything's going up. That looks good. Okay. Oh, okay, man. All right. I mean, same idea for Oracle as I've been saying for the rest of the market. Wave 1, wave 2. This is wave 3. Okay, it's going to 168, 170. QCOM already did. Okay. So Excel. Okay, XOXL. Same idea. Wave 1, wave 2. We're going to wave 3. Okay, next target for SOXL is no, not right there. Right there. 21, and then 24. Okay. UPS already did. Okay. RKLB. Okay. There's nothing's any change that when I said from this last time. It's the same thing as I said last time. It's a rising wedge. It faked down. Now it's going up. Okay, target's 25. Target's 28. Nothing's changed. Yeah, we're in for a ride. Okay, RD. Okay, WRD. Okay, WRD. All right, rewind. What is this? Consumer, discretionary, investment, autonomous products, service mobilities, industrial people, China, include robust taxis. So it's kind of like a Tesla. Well, I don't think in the U.S., if this is a China company built for Chinese recipients, right? Industries of people of China or Republic of China. Okay. I think this would be doing better on the Chinese market than the U.S. market. I don't think it's gonna be a factor in the U.S. market. Just like the JDs, the Babas, the Baidus. They used to be good until they the whole falling out with China thing, and now they don't do well. Okay, same thing with this company. Maybe this is the same thing. This was when they were good with the U.S. and now they're not. And now look at them, nothing. So earnings coming up, 521. I don't have good experience with China stocks, so I don't really care for them. I don't think that they have much weight in the markets, and I don't think that investors, in at least in the U.S. side of the markets, on the China side, they probably do great. On the U.S. side, I don't think they do well, and I don't think that they're worth the risk. Honestly, I don't think they're worth the risk. I don't think they're worth the time, effort, or risk. Um, unless you get a really favorable China relationship, maybe, but I don't think that's happening right now. So, what is this? This could be an inverse head and shoulders on the daily, but it's not breaking out. So we have a shoulder here, we got the head here, we got another shoulder here, but we got a failed breakout. So until it breaks 1080, then it's just, then he goes chop around sideways. But as long as it's above its 20 SMA, it's bullish. But you need to pop off of this 11 and go higher. Otherwise, you're not going to do much. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, Rivian. All right, Rivian Automotive. Yeah, Rivian is in a wave 3 here. This is a strong wave 3. I think it does go higher. How much higher? At least to 16. Does it go higher than that? I don't know. I think it's going to pull back from there, maybe. I think it pulls back from there, possibly, and then tests that, and then goes a little higher, maybe to 18, and then it's going to set up for a whole new thing. So it has room, but not too much room. $2 to $3 room, right there. But I still think it's a buy the dip until that 16.50. All right, guys. That's all I got for you today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed the explanations and my overall view. And let's go make some money. Have a good night, guys. Yeah, can you like that thumbs up, and that'd be great. Good night.